Signs you are over 50. When you try to sled and ski with your kids and you're out of breath in the first 4 minutes. Actually, they're taking a quick hot chocolate break. And I figured I'd jump on here and say two things. This is for both the people that are the betrayed and the betrayer. Number one, and this is for both parties, you absolutely cannot expect to neglect a garden and get good, delicious fruits and vegetables. And I've said this countless times. I just want to say it again. So if you were the person who stepped out of the relationship, you gotta water your garden. My God, you gotta water your garden. I'm just not talking water. I'm talking about give it that seasonal good juice, that extra thrust, that, what do you call that stuff you buy and it like really excels the growth and it's very healthy and it's good stuff. I can't think, I'm tired and I'm out of breath. But honestly, you gotta water your garden. What does that mean? Like, be proactive with your spouse. Ask them to share their triggers with you. Ask them if they had any thing they're struggling with, they just want to talk to you about. Even if you sit there and listen and look at them in the eye and say, I understand, and boy, I'm so sorry we're in this position, yada, yada. However, if you're the person who was betrayed, the person you're with is not a psychic and they're not a mind reader, and you can't like give them attitude and expect them to give you reassurance or know what you need. They're going through their own battles, trying to figure out why they did this and deal with their own guilt and their own shame and their own history that now has completely been not only erased, but their future that's been rewritten. So both parties have a lot of work to do. Which, by the way, speaking of which, if you're watching this and you're the person that, let's just say was faithful, for lack of a better term, one of the things that I want to say, and boy, this is going to be difficult, but it's a game changer, please. A lot of times what happens is somebody's feeling triggered, and so they'll give the other person attitude and say, I just went by the bank, and that reminded me of when, he or she was working as a teller, and you flirted, and what you're expecting is the other person to grovel and say, I'm sorry, and you're broke. That's ineffective, and that's counterproductive. I've been doing this long enough, so you can either trust me or stay in your situation and don't. What you want to do is you don't even have to share your trigger. You just have to tell your spouse, your partner, your significant other, man, I'm having a particularly challenging moment. Man, I'm having a troubling day. Man, I'm kind of juggling some thoughts right now, and I would really like a hug or some reassurance or this or that. Now, if your partner is a butthead and is not giving you that, well, then you need to question if you should be, try to reconcile with them in general. But if they're willing to do that stuff, don't expect them to be a psychic, please. Instead of turning your back to them and expecting them to come and give you a hug, turn and face them and lean into them. Of course, I mean metaphorically, but of course physically too. So don't, instead of I'm hurt because you hurt me, so I'm going to turn away from you and then expect them to go run and catch you and hug you and grovel and apologize. That would be nice if they did that. I get it. But that's not how they receive it. They're going to be triggered thinking I'm another piece of crap, whatever. And so they're going to stay silent. Then their silence is going to piss you off. Why not lean into them? This is what's going to be effective. Hey, my love, I just had a bad trigger. I don't necessarily want to share it with you because I don't even want to give it any thought or investment or time or nothing. But I would love if you can just sit down and hold my hand or hug me or tell me why you want to work on this relationship or this marriage and reconcile. So instead of turning your back, turn around and lean into it. So all the best. I got to get back to my kids after their hot chocolate break. And just when I caught my breath, isn't parenting fun? Have a great day, guys.